Hey guys, welcome back to the Development Tank. Pumped this week. We've got Claire, full episode on Bayview Street, Williamstown. So remember, Guru Gav, we spoke about the FISO last week. So if you're new, make sure you jump back, suss out Gavin's episode last week around the feasibility, the comparables, why we bought the site, how we bought the site. And then stick around today because Claire's going to go into floor plans, interior design, and we've got finished shots ready to go. This thing is on the market, ready for sale. So a little two-part series. Stick around. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Claire's back, and we're going into Bayview Street, Williamstown. Circle back to last week with Guru. We went through the feasibility, why we bought it, the location of where it is. Right now, we're going to dive into spec, floor plans, and how it come together and how the team got it there. So welcome back, Claire.
Thanks for having me again.
Excited for this one. This one is on the market now and we've got a finished product. I don't think we've really dived into a finished product yet on the Development Tank, but all the same, one that I think there's a lot of lessons, and I think with the site restraints, the uniqueness we've been able to create with this property, I think there's a lot of lessons in this one.
Yeah, it is exciting to talk about this one, a finished product, one we've just furnished, styled, shot. It's on the market now. It's nice to look back over the last couple of years and sort of reflect on where we started and where we've come to.
Yeah, 100%. It's always good to see a finished product and sort of appreciate, where it's come from, way back when the opportunity was presented off market to the finished product now, and how the numbers have gone and how the products come together. So yeah, excited to unpack it.
And I know you spoke about this last week with Gav, but one of our smaller sites, 480, probably 482, he'll correct me, not a wide block, under 12 metres, and had the rear lane access. And I know you've covered all that, but I just want to talk about it from a design perspective with you for a bit, just about the benefit of that rear lane access to a small site, because it's small, like I said, 480, but we have achieved everything. If we're talking icons on a real estate board, we've achieved everything we would on our general 600 square metre block.
Yeah, and arguably more. How often do you get a double garage in these dual lock side-by-side developments? You get that self-contained one-bedroom unit essentially above the garage, with ensuite, built-in robes, all that sort of stuff on a 480, which, a lot of the other blocks we look at, we're 600, 700, and then you go to a 480. So I think there's some good ones for everyone out there, some good lessons that it's a 480 block, but when everything can go your way from a front setback perspective was really good. Nice rear lane access. And like Gav said last week, it's a real lane out there. So, so your turning circles are friendly, all that sort of stuff. Double garage is unheard of. So it's like you said, from an icon perspective, we've ticked a lot of boxes for 480 square metres. So anyone out there with maybe a bit of smaller land, you got to pick up these little nuances and make sure you learn how these things work, because you may be dismissing sites that still you can get a good little development on.
And no doubt your early DD has to be pretty tight on a site like this, because get it wrong and you're left with a small block with potentially small real estate at the end. But I just, like you said before, having that, especially in today's market and today's way of living, having that studio at the back, which you couldn't get without the double garages. The off-street parking, a win, you get a beautiful front garden, but that studio play, that's a working from home, that's your own business out the back, that's an Airbnb second income stream, like that's families. A lot of people have a different living arrangement these days where maybe their parents live or older kids out the back. Like that ticks a lot of boxes, which you don't find in the other typical, I guess, townhouse design.
No, you don't at all, 100%. So all the things you just listed there, kids staying at home longer, all these sorts of variables, very hard to find. In any point in time, I challenge anyone to go out and find townhouse developments with a self-contained unit above a double garage, all brand new. Challenge you to go anywhere and search far and wide, especially you go into your own pocket, this one being Williamstown. There will not be a comparable brand new on the market when yours gets to market. So I think there's some real, there's some, like I said earlier, some uniqueness about what we've provided, and hopefully that sets us up for a successful development.
Absolutely. And that rear access with the car. I can hear our father talking about it now. Love putting a car away off the street.
Off the street and sneaking in through the back. No one knows you're home.
No one knows you leave.
Yeah, that's right. You sneak out the back. So, 100%. Some great lessons there. But can't wait to show people the floor plans and what was actually achieved on this one.
Okay, so first round, this is a while ago now, but this was essentially our first concept of the design on the site. One thing I'll note is you don't have a lot of wriggle room when it's a small site. You're bound by the site. Often we make a fair few changes in terms of what we want to get and what we want to see. And there's sort of a first starting point, and then we twist it to make it better. We've twisted it a little bit, but overall, this is what we get. We get our bedrooms at the front, which I love. It doesn't take up by a garage spot.
Yep.
We've got a powder and laundry here. And then we go into butler's kitchen, meals, living, and external open patio, I should say.
And that's the thing. I think when you get these back, before you buy the site, it's fair to say you don't get plans done, but you still got a good idea of what you can achieve on the site. But what was your first thought when you got these back initially?
Initially, what I love is that you're walking into sort of that older style house where you've got your bedroom at the front. I really love that aspect of it. I think from a challenging perspective, this kitchen layout felt a bit apartment-ish, if that's the right way to say it.
That's the first thing my mind went to. Don't know if I can remember back that far, but as soon as you open these up, I sort of thought, oh, wow, that kitchen isn't what I was thinking.
Well, we're trying to get a 5-burner cooktop here because we're servicing a family, but there is really, that bench is not big enough for that. And then we're just lacking circulation around the congregation area of the house, right? So again, I can feel in an apartment, a newer style apartment, this would be a typical layout, probably minus the butler. The butler's a win, no doubt. But again, this wasn't screaming family kitchen.
Correct. Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
So then we've got our typical double garage.
Double garage at the back are a win.
Okay, and then we'll go upstairs. Again, we've got 2 bedrooms, a master, a second bath, and a second living.
Perfect. Yeah, and not, good sizes, good bathroom, second living's great, master's a tick, and the bedroom at the front of the dwelling, all well done.
Yeah, and ultimately these aren't massive spaces, but that comes with the size of the site, right? And then
there you go. So here's the point of difference now.
This is not even a bedroom on here, it's a studio.
Yeah.
So that, again, I just love that. We did a similar play on another project, but once that's finished and you got up there, you feel like you're in a different house.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. When you get into these great suburbs of Melbourne and you can achieve this, like, I think we're doing something similar in Hawthorn East. But if you can achieve this, it's, what's a 1-bedroom townhouse worth on the back of your block? It's crazy. So the flexibility for a certain buyer that comes your way that needs that space, that's why people pay for things. So yeah, really like it.
Yeah, I love it. The fact you can come, if this was a working from home studio, someone doesn't even need to come to the front of your house to come and have a meeting.
100%. Come out the back, garage doors open, straight up the stairs and into little design studio, little Pilates studio, whatever you like. So anyway, really good asset out the back there.
Okay, let's dive into the updated plans.
Okay, great. This is feeling better already.
So like I said, not huge changes given the site that we've got and the design, but the main change here, if we're focusing, is that kitchen. Now we have a kitchen that mirrors, a 700 square metre block home.
Yeah, correct. We've got bench space. We've got a genuine island bench rather than, it not being an island. Long kitchen, open butlers, love it. I can really feel like this space is opened up. And like you said, it's got that ability to move around the area freely. So, feeling much better about this.
Really good. The bedroom 3 has increased slightly. We've still got a great size family laundry. We've got a powder downstairs. And again, like I said, not massive changes. I'll just quickly show you upstairs. A few internal tweaks are just layouts of toilets and things like that. But really, we've got the same product.
Yeah, great. And the thing is upstairs here, obviously we've got the fourth bed out the back on top of the garage as far as the icons are concerned. But when it comes to upstairs in the townhouse, you've got a master with its own ensuite. But then essentially that bed too, I know it's a bathroom, but essentially it's got an ensuite as well. You know, you can't see too many other people using that bathroom. So potentially 2 sneaky masters upstairs. So well designed, well thought out, and a lot of uniqueness about this property. And soon you'll show us the spec, and I think finished really well.
This week I've got final shots to showcase the interiors in the facade. No renders.
Wow, so we can just skip through any renders or any internal specs or anything like that. We can just talk finished product. I like this.
So, facade shot, here it is.
Wow, looking nice, looking hot.
Very Williamstown.
Very Williamstown.
Very white, very Hamptons. That was the style.
And no garage, and no cars cluttering up your front setback there. So just a path, shut the gate, very, very sort of private and secluded, but then also a nice front yard to maintain and enjoy.
Yeah, I love that. That's probably my favourite part about this design is that you don't have your car in the front.
Yeah. Looks really good.
Shutters. We've added shutters at the final product just to play on that Hamptons feel and that Williamstown sort of beachy vibe.
Correct. And I think, and that's the thing, you guys have handled this really well, but to get to the end and then to plug in some things to finish it off, sometimes it's a sheer curtain, sometimes it's the plantation shutters. I think to really drive it home and really get people to really see and touch and feel and appreciate what we've tried to achieve here, I think it's worthwhile to do that. Otherwise, if you leave a few of those aspects out, sometimes people aren't wired to sort of think, oh, I'll do the shutters and I'll do this and I'll do that and it'll be fine. They sort of, for whatever reason, they come in and it's not exactly how you want to feel. And I think the way you guys have finished these off and you do on every occasion, just to take it more to a finished product.
Yeah, and we have not put plantation shutters through the entire property. Like you said, it's about showing that end purchaser what it will look like when they do elements like this, right? Like you said, not everyone can visualize the end product like we can so easily.
Yeah, 100%. And those shutters make a huge difference. And as you get around Williamstown and you look at these period homes, the ones that have the shutters, you suddenly go, yeah, I get it, I feel it. So, so a bit of an extra cost there at the end, but it really brings it home.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, into the interiors. So we're starting with the bedroom shot. Again, plantation shutters. It works for the bedroom. And let's go straight to the built-in robes.
Yeah, perfect.
We often say on here, I think the days are gone, or I know the days are gone where we're doing mirrored sliders, we're doing laminate sliders. People want to touch and feel their end product and they know what they're buying. So joinery like this, again, it doesn't have to be huge costs. Peel back behind these doors, but make sure these doors are there. Yeah,
correct. And I think, like you said, it's a non-negotiable these days. Like, what do you get in a bedroom other than carpet, plaster, and some light fittings and some windows? You don't get anything. So give them joinery. Your eye straight away goes to that joinery and those beautiful timber handles. And that's, I can hear Beck saying now, but that's a touch point. That's what you touch and feel. As soon as someone walks into that bedroom, what are they going to do? They're going to go up to the joinery and they're going to touch that handle and open it. So, a great shot, and the joinery is, I agree, a non-negotiable.
Here's a good point up in that corner above the bed. We haven't added shutters, but you don't look at that naturally. Yeah. You look at your joinery and the fact that you've got shutters on your front facade.
Yeah, I agree totally. And like you said, it shows them what they can do. They can do it. They don't have to do it. A white roller there will be fine. Your plantation shutters there are facing the street, so super important. But at least you're showing people what they can do. But instantly, all I'm looking at is the shutters and the joinery.
Okay, here we go. This is from the master ensuite. So the stone which we'll jump to, but it is the same as that kitchen. Going back to that previous episode where we talk about who's buying this property, whoever's living in the master. So up-spec your master and your kitchen and have that hero stone, and this is that hero stone.
Yeah, that stone looks fantastic. Grabs you straight away. And it isn't everywhere. It's there's a bit of a splashback there. It's on the bench top, but then it's complemented by probably cheaper surfaces. But for me, all I can do is look at the stone.
It's beautiful. This is one of my favourite shots from the whole development, to be honest. I think also while we're on this, we designed it quite contemporary, right? We've got the Hamptons feel outside, but we're not trying to force an older era inside. It essentially is a new home, right? And I think these would have been designed or selected probably 18 months ago, back at interior design stage. And now they're very today.
Yeah, I agree totally. Your facades match Williamstown, but then once you walk in and walk in the front door, it matches the way we live and the way we like to see things, today, here and now. So I think that's a great point. I see some developments and they'll go Hamptons, they'll go full Hamptons inside, and don't get me wrong, that can go well. I think there can be a big cost associated with those sorts of interiors, but I think the way we live today, and once you walk through that front door and get those real sort of modern feels inside, because that's the thing, the facade, it is period in nature, but it is brand new. People know it's new, so it's trying to find that happy medium between fitting in with the streetscape and having that period facade, but people know it's not a renovation. People know it's new. It's a modern townhouse. So I don't think you need to, push the older features throughout the house and try and fake you're an older house. I think it's been really well balanced.
Yeah, I agree. Just another shot of the built-in robes again. That's probably a better shot, but again, people are expecting that. While we're on this, I just want to touch on the skirt, for example. You haven't looked at the skirt, I'm sure, once. Keep that in mind. It's just a plain MDF painted square timber skirt. Don't pour money into skirt that no one will look at.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Sometimes people get carried away with the P50 type profiles and those sorts of things, which obviously are a lot more labour intensive. But like you say, no one's looking at the skirt. It's just all about the joinery, the flooring, how it works together. Great point.
And there we go, the kitchen, the big family kitchen with the hero stone, splashback, bench top, and the back of the island bench.
Yeah, amazing. And you've got the sort of the linear grill above, in the bulkhead there, looks really high end. The stone's amazing, and it's a proper island. You're walking around, you're moving around it. So that shot's a ripper.
That's a great point. Look, not always you can fit ducted into these designs, just given the roof space and the cavity space, I guess. But a key, and we like to always fall back on, at a minimum, you want to be putting your heating and cooling concealed in the living and the master. Not always you can afford to have it in every room, but living and master, again, we're going back, who's buying the property. Yeah,
correct. And I think, these townhouses, the easy and sort of logical solution is split systems. You run split systems through and creates a zoned heating and cooling element to the townhouses, which is fantastic. But from an aesthetic point of view, this is where people will entertain, spend their time. This is where people show off their house. So to eliminate split systems from out in these areas, I think is a box you really want to try and tick.
That's a kitchen I would be happy with.
Yeah, there you go. You got high standards.
And that is the last interior shot I've got to show. But again, it was a cool mood. We went with cool tones. We went with contemporary look, easy to clean surfaces. Essentially interiors that have lasted 18 months and look fantastic in Williamstown today.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. And a good interiors team, will do that. It'll last a long time after they're spec'd and a long time after they're delivered. And there's no, you can understand that why people are sort of really interested in this product. I think it's really hit the mark, and credit to the team. So, hopefully it goes well.
I think it will. I'm very excited about it. It's beautiful when you go there, and the styling's perfect for the area. it's been shot really well.
Great, Claire. Now, before we wrap up, is there any lessons to put you on the spot, any lessons that you would share with our amazing community about this project?
Always lessons. Without going back deep into the plans, I guess upon completion, you go there and you question the items that I question. Could we have found a spot for the utilities, being the clothesline and the storage? So I often harp on how these areas in the back are small. Could we have found another spot for that storage somewhere else, just to maximise looking at the studio and sort of feeling that space a little bit bigger?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, like we say, we challenge it and you've got to put it somewhere, you know, you've got to figure it out. But I think just to make sure that you do sort of run that course and make sure you do challenge it and try and put these elements somewhere else, whether your storage is inside your garages or places like these. I think it's good to challenge them because it is definitely an area that in the planning stages, it's easy to stick these utilities there and you get caught up in the living and the dining and the meals and the bedrooms and the en-suites, and you think you got to get them right. But those little outdoor elements, I think, make sure you're pushing the boundaries to try and make them as good as possible.
And I mean, I have heard from half a dozen agents that no one will not buy your product because there's a portable shed out the back, for example. It's not going to stop someone's purchase, but it's those little, if you don't challenge them at the end of this project, you're not going to challenge them on the next one.
Yeah.
So it's just those constant reminders. The other learning is at the photo shoot time, and I'm going to jump back to the last image I was showing you. That to me is a beautiful shot of the kitchen. When you're in interiors, it's easy to get caught up in the materials and finishes, but think about how you're going to photograph that property, because there's so many times you go, oh, I could have created just by a little change here, that would have been a great shot. And you think, we're not building property to photograph it, but it does help. Everything helps on the end sale, creating that emotion at the other end.
Yeah, correct. All right. So try and find, it's sort of talking about find your moments and find the areas of your house where you can create moments. You need to create moments from a marketing perspective, and that can start right back at planning, interiors. You know, you'll have an idea of what shots you're going to take, which, you know, that's starting to get ninja level property development, I would have thought, but I guess that's what we're doing here.
Beck always talks about it, but here's another one. I'm just jumping back to this photo. That's a great shot with the shutters, the wardrobes. Naturally, most of your areas will probably shoot up great. If you tick all the boxes, they'll shoot up well. But if you can create a couple of hero shots, that's your board out the front, right? Yeah,
correct. No, 100%. Like you said, we do what we do. A good photographer will find X amount, but there'll be these just hero shots that have been thought about at the start. So great, Claire. A couple of awesome lessons there. Thanks for jumping on. Well done. Another successful project completed by the team. Another one off the list. And we'll see you again soon, no doubt.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, Claire. Anyone that's going to get value out of that, please like, share, subscribe. This product is on the market. Jump on REA, or even better, jump on littlefishrealestate.com.au. Have a look, inquire about it, go down there and have a look, rip a townhouse, get amongst it. And please, if you want to become a fish, free $20,000 townhouse masterclass pinned in the comments. Only takes a couple of seconds. Thank me later. Happy developing.